Hey there friends, what's going on? It's Codiak here. Welcome back to Legacy Gaming and another Death's Door boss guide video. Today we are taking on the Witch of the Urns, also known as Grandma. This is one of 3 major bosses that you're going to encounter in the game, and while we won't show you any story moments or dialogue, we will be showing you the entire boss fight and breaking it all down, so just a fair warning, and let's dive in. Alright, so this is the Witch of the Urns Grandma boss fight. I love this fight. Very simple, but effective and funny at the same time. Now the first thing she's going to do is kind of teleport or pop around the room and throw out different urns. The purple ones explode like you just saw, and these greenish blue ones, when they pop, they'll release a soul. Now you don't want to get hit like I just did. You want to hit those souls back at Grandma. That's going to do extra damage to her. Just be careful because it's easy to miss or mistime those. She'll also do this little glide across the room, clearing out all of the urns, and this usually signals another kind of phase. It's not really a phased fight. She'll pop into her urn, and then she'll just kind of stomp around the room. Just keep moving, stay away from her, no point in getting too close, and then she'll pop in and use this kind of rotating Helix style attack. I really think this is a beautifully executed and animated ability here. All you need to do is just knock those souls back at Grandma. You do not need to panic. For the most part, you're not going to get hit. If you don't swing at them, that's fine too. You can just move between them. There's enough space there, especially if you're far enough away from the boss. Now, once that's over, she'll go back into her kind of phase 1 where she starts throwing urns at you again. It's going to be a combination of purple and teal. You're just going to have to deal with it. And then once she glides across the room, she's going to pop her urn out and then trigger phase 2 once again. You can use these times between phases to really get some damage in. You can also use your ranged abilities. At this point, you're probably going to have the bow and the flame ability, so use whatever one you're most comfortable with. The bow is going to give you a bit of a snappier ranged attack, while the flame ability may do a little bit of extra damage. And it's just that simple, guys. She's going to bounce back and forth between kind of phase 1 outside of her urn and then phase 2 inside of her urn. Things do not really get that much more complicated, but it is a long fight. You just need to be patient because you're doing a lot of moving around. You're not always in a position to attack, and that's just the name of the game. As you can see, I'm trying to take advantage of the fact that she's jumping into her urn. There's no damaging abilities going out, so I'm going to score some free hits on the boss. Every time she's transitioning between phase 1, phase 2, and then kind of like phase 2B inside of the urn, you can score some free hits on her. And again, use those souls, direct those back at Grandma, and really capitalize on the damage you can do. Now here is a new ability. She'll kind of blow her top and she'll shoot out a bunch of different urns. Nothing you haven't seen before. It's just more urns on the battlefield. That can range from the green urns with souls or the purple urns that will just explode. So you just have to keep an eye out on that. The more souls that are out on the field, the more things you have to keep an eye on. And again, those souls will do a ton of damage to the Witch of the Urns, so knock those back into her or just completely avoid them. It's always better to just knock them away, not get the free damage, instead of taking damage yourself. You never obviously want to take any damage yourself. After that, we're just in a cycle, bouncing between phase 1 and phase 2. Just keep your cool. Like I said, it's a longer boss fight than the Guardian of the Door, and as you can see by those cracks in Grandma, you are getting close. It's one of those things with Death's Door, because there's no health bars, because there's no visible way to see how low the boss's health is, you just have to keep steadfast. Try not to focus on the fact that the fight has lasted a long time. And I actually really like that there are no health bars on the screen because it's less to get distracted by, less that I have to focus on, and more time that I can focus on the boss. And there was another new ability. As she gets close to dying, you'll see as she transitions between all of the different phases, she will shoot out a bunch of souls. And actually, this took me by surprise, but I did manage to salvage the kill. I would honestly just try and avoid Grandma at this point. Stay in range, use your bow, only going in when you need to score a melee hit to charge up your ranged attacks, because it's a bit unpredictable, a bit unwieldy, but as long as you just keep a level head and avoid this kind of new aspect in the fight at this later part in the encounter, you're going to be just fine. The good news is, if you're seeing that attack, it means you are so close to killing Grandma, so just keep going. And as always, friends, if you have any questions about this boss fight or anything in Death's Door, we are an open book. Feel free to leave us a comment in the section below. And if you want more Death's Door boss guides in your feed, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up and, of course, subscribe. We've got more content coming your way, and you do not want to miss out. My name is Codiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.